Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Leatherman Surge. So the Surge is Leatherman's heavy-duty multi-tool. It's basically just a bigger and better version of the Leatherman Wave, and it's meant for professionals who require a multi-tool that can take hard use. Before we dive deeper into the Leatherman Surge review, let's do a quick size comparison up against other Leatherman multi-tools. Here it is up against the Leatherman Wave. As you can see, it really is just a bigger version of the Leatherman Wave when you compare them side by side. Here it is up against the Leatherman Free P2. It's my go-to EDC Leatherman tool. Here it is up against the Leatherman Signal. It's an outdoor and survival multi-tool. Here it is up against the Leatherman Skeletal. And here it is up against another heavy-duty Leatherman tool, the OHT. Up close, they are relatively the same size. Of course, they are both very different multi-tools. And lastly, just for fun, here it is up against the Leatherman Style PS. As you can see, the Surge definitely lives up to its name as being a heavy-duty multi-tool and is more comparable in size to the tactical heavy-duty multi-tool from Leatherman. And next up, let's do an open plier size comparison. Of course, the pliers are basically the flagship tool on any Leatherman multi-tool, so it's good to compare them side by side, opened up. As you can see, the Surge is definitely a lot bigger and the plier heads are a lot bigger. In terms of the OHT's pliers, it's still comparable to the OHT, and here it is up against side by side the OHT. They're both big multi-tools, and the plier heads are a lot bigger than the average Leatherman tools, but it seems like the Surge's plier heads are a bit beefier. And next, let's measure it up against a ruler. In terms of closed length, comes in at a little under 4.5 inches. In terms of the width, it comes in at a little under 1.5 inches. And then in terms of thickness, it comes in at around 3/4 of an inch. In terms of sharpened blade length, the blade itself measures in around a little over 3 inches. And then with the blade open, the full length comes into around 7 3/4 of an inch. And lastly, let's compare the weights of the multi-tools. The Surge comes in at a whopping 12.2 ounces. In contrast to the Wave, its little brother, only 8.5. The OHT, which is similar size, only 9.4. The Surge is definitely a lot heavier than the average multi-tools. Free P2's at 7.8. The Skeletal CX comes in at 5.1. The Signal, 7.5. And lastly, the Style, only 1.6. The Surge comes in two different colorways, similar to that of the Wave. It comes in a plain stainless steel colorway as well as a black oxide finish. The black oxide edition, I guess because it's technically more tactical, actually comes with a different sheath. It's a nylon MOLLE sheath instead of the standard nylon belt sheath. It's MOLLE compatible and has, in my opinion, a cooler flap that is Velcro. And another extra that the Surge comes with is actually part of its tool set. And the Surge also comes with a little black plastic slip where you can store T-shank blades and files, which I'll get into later when I go over the Surge's tool set. Starting from the outside, you have a plain edge blade that is one-hand operable. You can open and close it with one hand. It locks via a liner lock, and it's made out of 420HC stainless steel. 420HC is a very tough stainless steel. It has stainlessness, it's pretty tough, and while it does lack an edge retention, it is very easy to sharpen and maintain. On the flip side, you have a pair of large spring action scissors. The Surge's scissors are definitely the biggest and strongest scissors out of any Leatherman multi-tool, and it's great that in contrast to the Wave, the scissors are actually on the outside portion and they're one-hand operable. Every tool on the outside of the Wave is liner locking. And then on the other side of the Wave, you have another one-hand operable blade in 420HC, this time in a fully serrated blade. This is great for cutting fibrous materials like rope. And next up on the outside of the Surge is a feature that's currently only found on the Surge, and that is the T-shank blade exchanger. Right now, it currently has the saw. The saw is great for cutting wood or maybe PVC plastic. Comes out razor sharp, and as I said, it is a blade exchanger. To exchange the saw for the file, you simply press around along the shank, and then you can slide open the the T-shank, and then the file or saw is now loose. And then you could swap it out for the file, make sure it's aligned properly, and then press the T-shank back into place and lock it in. And now you have a multi-file. On one side it is a crisp cut, great for filing down metal and wood, and on the other side you have a diamond coated file. And because this is a T-shank, it's compatible with any blade or file that is T-shank compatible, meaning that the surge is very customizable and you can carry extra files or saws in this little slip. One last feature on the outside of the surge is kind of a hidden feature similar to that of the wave. On the T-shank side, simply open it up and then right here get a flat object like a key or a flathead bit from another Leatherman tool and then push against it. It's a little hard, and then boom, you have a little hidden lanyard hole that you can deploy. Opening up the tool, first we'll go over the flagship tool of any Leatherman tool, and that is the pliers. In the Surge's case, you get a set of big plier heads. You got both regular and needle nose pliers, as well as replaceable hard and regular wire cutters. And also on the plier head, beneath it right here, you have two extra tools that are actually special to the Surge. You got both a crimper and another type of wire cutter. If you slide something between the bottom of the wire cutters and the handles, you can press down and use those tools. Another tool that's found on the handles is a small ruler that's similar to the Wave and other Leatherman multi-tools. You got both centimeters and inches, and this is a nice little ruler to use in a pinch if you don't have a ruler or tape measure handy. Next up, you have the standard Leatherman bit driver that takes Leatherman's proprietary bits. The Surge comes with a regular number 1 and number 2 Phillips head driver, as well as a standard flathead driver. Other Leatherman bits are sold separately. All the tools on the inside of the Surge are locking, so simply slide the tool all the way out. Once you hear that snap, close back the pliers, and then boom, you can use the tool locked in this configuration. To unlock the tool, press down on the outside tab and then slide the tool back into place to put it away. The next tool on the same side is the standard combination tool found on a lot of Leatherman tools, and that is the combination can opener, bottle opener, and wire stripper. And moving on towards the other side, you have 3 more tools. First, you have a small flathead screwdriver, then you have a medium or big flathead screwdriver that can also double as a light pry bar, and then lastly is an awl with a sewing eye. And that is the entire tool set of the Leatherman Surge. The Leatherman Surge is bigger than the Wave for a reason. It's meant to be a hard use tool, meant for professional work. I can definitely see why this is popular with people who work construction or various other trades. They need a heavy use, reliable multi-tool, and while the Wave is great, it might just be a little too small for them. So with the Surge, you're definitely getting an upgrade in size as well as the tool set. The Wave lacks the awl and has an eyeglass screwdriver, which isn't really useful for professional use, so instead it replaces it with an awl as well as some other flathead drivers, and you get the outside accessible scissors, which I personally really like in contrast to the Wave and Charge. And also on the outside you get that nice T-shank adapter, which I think is great. I love how it's compatible with other T-shank tools, and it doesn't sacrifice the saw for the awl or vice versa. You can have both of them on you at all time if you carry it in the slip in your sheath, and when you ever need to change them out, you can easily, as well as customize the tool to your work. So what do you guys think of the Leatherman Surge? Do any of you guys use it for work? I'd definitely like to know down in the comments. So that's gonna do it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow me on my socials. If you really love the review, please consider leaving a super thanks in the tip jar below, and thanks for watching.